So first off, I have this drawer set, and in the top drawer is plain coloured paper, then decorative paper, clear stamps, embossing folders, ink pads, that's like paper collections and things. Then I've got birthday card making supplies and my rose gold card making collection. Then appropriate for this time of year, Christmas card making supplies. Then my paper collection books, so I've got 3 of them, and that's it for those drawers. And then on top of my drawer unit, I've got this clear box which is full of paper pads, which are different like paper collections, and as you can see I've got different ones all in there. Then on top of here I have my crocodile, so I use it for gift tags, and it just puts these metal hole punch things in the middle of the gift tag hole where the ribbon goes. Then at the top of my Kallax unit, so in the fabric tubs are my yarn. Then this is a overhead camera stand, so I can film from a bird's eye view for craft tutorials. I've got my paper trimmer, that's a divider box that's really handy for die cut and stamp sets that coordinate together. And then that's my scrap paper box, and then that's my card for making blank cards rather than buying shop bought cards in envelopes. And around my Kallax units I've put some fairy lights. The inspiration for this desk I actually got from Pinterest. So in here I've got a card making kit, my Cricut Joy, some Cricut Joy supplies, and then back here I've got some folders with some stamps and die cuts. And then here I've got my 12 by 12 paper pads, and then that's some card making stuff, that's some more card making collection stuff, that's cards I've made for my charity project. In there is my letter and number stamp set, that's my HP sprocket. Then down here I've got handmade cards which are for when I do my letter writing. That's my photo journal box, that's my gel pen box, envelope art supplies, stickers and shiny card, and then some watercolour brush pens. So this kind of cube here is like my letter writing cube apart from the shiny card box. And then I've got some grid paper for making word searches to send to pen pals, pen pal profiles, and just other bits for pen paling. And then in this cube I've got my blank cards and envelopes, my Stamp Easy folder, which is like a magnetic stamping folder, my die cutting and embossing machine with my envelope maker and gift card maker boards on top of there, my printer, and then I've got my paper and rubbish tubs there, and then I've got a little pen pot, and then I've just got that with bits and bobs in, like rubber stamps and glue. Here I just have bits and bobs, so that's got embossing things in for heat embossing. And then in here I've just got some alphabet stamps, some things for shaker cards, split pins, alphabet tiles, and then some random bits and bobs for pen paling, embellishments for card making, some card topper bits and bobs, and then some more embellishments and card making things, stamping stuff, tools, and finally jazzy scissors. And then in my drawers I've got pens and pastel highlighters, some gel pens. In here I've got washi tape, some more washi tape and stamps, pens. There's some fine liner black pens for drawing, and then there's some thin, like really thin, like washi tapes that are like that thin. And then here, that's my Sharpie pens. Yes, I do have a lot of Sharpie pens. That's my photo journal and some ribbon. And then in here, I've got my labelling stuff. So I've got my label makers and some label tapes. That's all my adhesive tapes and sticky foam pads, etc. And then I've got my like corner stamp and my hexagon stamp that I use quite a lot, and some glitter and bits and bobs, and my trusty paper clip for my glue. And then in here is postcards and writing sets. And then finally in here is pencil crayons and pens for colouring, and also underneath there is some stencils. Under here we've got some block printing supplies, and then I've got my diamond painting keyring kits, and then my watercolour painting things. There's all my vinyl for my Cricut, and that's a sticker by numbers book, and some colouring books there. And then down here is some decoupage stuff, and then some Christmas card making stuff there, and then just some bits and bobs. And then just there is some craft books and some craft kits, like a crochet zebra, and just some bits that I don't use very often, like my bead weaving loom and stuff like that. So that's just down there. As you can see, I've got a lamp up there, so that's like, I've just got one of these holders here that I just put my wires into. That's the control for my lamp, so it on and off, and then it has like 10 different dimmables and also different like warmth, so it's like white and then like warm white and things like that. And then that's my desk chair. It's like a beige colour to go with the walls. So that's my craft desk. Just to add to the filming that I did the other day for my craft corner, I thought I'd show you what's on top of my wooden drawer sets. So in the green box is some alphabet stamps, and then in the pink box is some photo papers for my HP sprocket, and then in there is some alphabet letters. In here are some unusual UK stamps and some unusual international stamps, and that heart there was made for me by Sammy, who lives in Australia. It was just a random act of kindness that she did for me. I just love filling my home with things that people have given to me. It just makes my home really special. And these green trays are actually from dressing kits, but they're so handy for crafting. And that Our Friendship is Special card is another gift from a friend, and that zebra that's poking off at the back there is actually a stapler. So that's just what's on top of my wooden drawers.